What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to my channel. This is your girl, Mommy So True. Oh my gosh, you guys. 5K subscribers. Y'all, 5K subscribers. This is like, I'm still mind blown because honestly, I didn't get on here expecting this, and I don't live on expectations. I'ma just say that. I don't live on expectations, but I did not think that the turnaround for my channel would happen like this. This is nothing but God. This is nothing but God. Thank y'all for subscribing to my channel. If you're new, you want to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, because I drop weekly videos about my experience and my journey recovering from narcissistic abuse since childhood. You guys, today I'm dropping a special video to all my subscribers to let you guys know about me just a little bit more and talk to y'all about why I started my channel, what drove me to this. Maybe I can motivate somebody to start their channel, somebody that may have the same struggles that I have had throughout my life that has led me to this point here today. So you guys, let's get right into it. Okay, so a lot of y'all don't know me. A lot of y'all may have already subscribed to my channel and seen some things and have learned some things about me. So just a little quick background, you guys. I was born in Ghana, West Africa. I migrated to the United States at 6 years old. And that was pretty much kind of like the first time I interacted with my mother and my sister, who is 3 years younger than me. And that time we lived in New York. This was the 90s. Came to the United States 96, y'all. So that was the beginning of my life, going into being a scapegoat, going into being the black sheep of the family. I grew up in the Bronx, New York, where things were not equal at home between my sister and I. You know, I don't think that my mother, she intentionally tried to make me suffer, but she did. Like, there was a lack of love. There was no emotions. She beat the shit out of me for crying to Toni Braxton. Unbreak my heart. Say you love me again. I remember I heard that song for the first time as a little girl, and it touched me. That woman's voice touched me, and my mother saw me crying and she beat the shit out of me. And ever since then, I couldn't cry in front of her anymore. I was so dumbfounded and I was so in shock about it that I never showed emotion in front of that woman ever again from that one incident. That was really like the beginning. Until this day, Toni Braxton is my favorite singer. Isn't that some shit? But anyways, y'all, I grew up basically being the ignored child. You know, everyone in our community knew my little sister. They all knew that she was this premature baby and she was this miracle child, and they loved her and they praised her. And even people at the churches in our community used to give prophecies about how she was going to be this great person on television and she was going to be world known and etc., etc. And that's great. I'm not hating, but it's just so crazy because learning about narcissism, I see like, dang, my mom really made her seem like this golden child. Like, she made her seem like she was like up here all the time and I was somewhere down here, because even the way she dressed us after a while was not the same. My mother made me wear barrettes in middle school. My sister didn't have to wear them and I did, and I was older than her. Like, why did you send me to school looking like a fool so people could consistently make fun of me? Like, I was bullied because these girls would look at me and be like, why is this 14-year-old girl walking around this school as an 8th grader with all these colorful barrettes in her hair? I literally would sit on the school bus, take that shit out of my hair, go to school, shake it out, let it all be wavy, wear it like that. That's when I started getting smart. You know, being around narcissists, you start getting smarter. From a young age, I started getting smart on the narc. I had to start getting smart on my own mom because that was torture for me. Why would you send me to school looking like that at that age? She did not allow me to be myself. I was not allowed to wear my hair the way I wanted. I was not allowed to see friends after school, call friends after school, talk to anybody after school, in which to some degree is necessary because we live in a crazy world. You want to make sure your children are protected, but you cannot protect your children from the world. You can help guide them walk in this world appropriately. You can help them, teach them to pray and have discernment in this world, but you cannot stop them from being a human being. And that's what I went through as a child. So fast forward my life a little bit, y'all. As a teenager, I struggled with eating disorders. I never felt beautiful. I didn't feel pretty because I wasn't hearing it. Nobody was telling me that at home. Nobody was making me feel loved. My father was not there. My mother was a narcissistic mother who, out of spite, kept our dad away. And I've had to live my entire life being the one to speak up about that aspect of my life, but it's true. And as a human being and as a grown adult, I understand that my mother might have been going through something in that phase of her life that may have had her act the way that she acted, on top of her unresolved trauma. But she definitely kept our dad away from us out of her own emotions and out of how she felt about him. I don't know what he did to her, but he was a good dad to us. I'm a complete twin of my dad. He's not perfect. I know he's made his mistakes, but he's not the narc in the family. I remember times where she was able to enable him to whoop me just because she could not stand the relationship between him and I. He never yelled at me. He never said anything bad to me. He actually validated my feelings as a child. My father would tell me he loved me. My father would tell me how beautiful I was. I didn't believe it, but I heard it. Because when he wasn't there, I was hearing something opposite from my mother. So I never believed it. But hearing him say that has stuck with me my entire life, y'all. It has literally saved me as a grown-up now. Because his words still ring in my mind sometimes. I still refuse to settle in so many ways in my life because of the things that my father did install in me from a little girl up until the time where he and I had to completely disconnect. He was sent away. My father ended up being deported from this country, and I was left fatherless. And being a scapegoat, I took the responsibility to try to hold my sister, to try to protect my sister, because I knew something was off with our mother, but I didn't understand really what it was. So my entire life, I've been fighting through this, trying to understand this abuse. But the whole time I have been abusing myself and doubting my intuition and doubting that I have been seeing through all of this nonsense this whole time. It has taken years of mistakes, years of experiences that were unfair, years of sacrifices, years of pain. Anybody that's been through narcissistic abuse, you have probably had one hell of a life. You guys, I have been evicted from multiple apartments. I have worked many different kind of crazy jobs just to make ends meet. I have slept in my car before. I have gone homeless a couple of times in my life. You know, life has not always been this beautiful and this grand for me. Things started falling into place once I started to understand God. Once I started to understand the purpose of me being on this earth. Once I started to understand that life is not about me being perfect. Life is about me improving, working on being my greatest self, sharing to help others and treating others how I want to be treated. Life is about walking around this earth with a gentle and caring and loving spirit. Too many of us are roaming this earth acting like it costs to love. It don't cost to love. Love is free. Love is the most priceless thing on this earth, but we have made it so difficult and so hard. And I promise you guys, marrying a narcissist did it for me. Marrying a narcissist was my ultimate push to start a YouTube channel, because when I married him, my goal was to start a family channel. I had a lot of videos on YouTube with me and my husband, our children, and the things that we have going on, and blase, blase, blah. We had so many plans together. I was prepared to show off my life and my family after being in it. And it was still tied to me coming out of narcissistic abuse. But I was not realizing that I was married to one until a few months into the marriage. I was like, oh my God, Lord, I see why I married him. I see what you're doing. I see what you pushing me. You pushing me. You did it. I got it. You ain't got to tell me no more. Somebody needs to hear this, because you making too many excuses why you not starting this channel. You making too many excuses why you not speaking, why you not preaching, why you not walking around this earth helping somebody. You know daggone well you are super gifted and super talented. Why are you not holding somebody's hand and saying you are not alone? I've been there, but you can do it. Because everybody that goes through this abuse will never understand what it is, and they will never make it as far as you are going to go. It takes a tremendous amount of strength to overcome the type of abuse you and I have endured. If you are watching this video, I know you can relate to this story. Narcissistic abuse don't just come from a lover. It don't just come from a coworker. It don't just come from friends. It comes from any and everybody, a parent, any and everybody. A lot of y'all need to realize that a narcissist is in your life to wake you completely up. You need to realize the power that you carry on this earth. That narcissist don't have power over you. They're trying to make you think they do. Almost 10 years ago, I decided to relocate states and get away from my family, get away from the narcissistic African community. And it was the best decision I ever made. Instantly, although life was not sweet right away, instantly I just felt joy start to flow in my life. Instantly, I started to gain strength within myself. Instantly, I started to learn, oh my God, I am a beautiful person. Oh my God, I am a beautiful soul. Oh my God, I am a queen. I just need to work on certain things. I need to unlearn certain behaviors that I have learned from being around these wicked people. But I'm not one of them. And I will make sure that I stand on that. And ever since then, I have devoted myself to working on me, to owning my own frame and standing on that. God has allowed me to go through these experiences and gain the strength and the wisdom to sit here and say the things that I say with confidence, because I've been a witness. A lot of this is my own personal testimony. I have seen so many people around me go through this abuse as well. So I know it from different aspects, different perspectives. I'm not just sitting here talking out my butt cheeks. I came on this channel to be authentically me. That's all I did. I said, you know what, God? I am feeling so convicted about how I have been abused, but I'm definitely tired of being victimized by this. I am definitely not going to go into having children and starting a family knowing that I have not broken this pain, this trauma, and knowing that I have not detached myself from certain beliefs around narcissism, because this thing will follow me for the rest of my life if I don't fully recognize what's happening. That means being true to myself. I sit on this camera and I tell y'all things that are hard to say, things that are hard to hear, I got to hear it too. A lot of times when I sit here before y'all, it's not me talking. It's the spirit within me talking to somebody. This channel is my recovery journey. This channel is to expose and to educate and to share the truth about narcissistic behaviors, narcissistic abuse, surviving narcissistic abuse, overcoming it, understanding the truth behind it, helping you understand whether or not you truly are that empath that you swear you are, because a lot of us that have been abused by narcissists are narcissists as well. And we don't see it because we're still refusing to really look inside of us. The main problem is inside of here. It's not the narcissist, it's here. There's a lot of unresolved issues inside of a lot of us that we are refusing to see. I had to see that. Whether I want to admit it or not, this person that I married helped me see my true self. I was like, hold on. There's some things about me that's a problem too, because how the hell did I attract you? Let me get my life in order. Let me get my heart right. Let me get my spirit right. For real. Because it's easy to talk and act like you good and you got it all together and you so perfectly spiritually in tune. It's so easy to quote Bible scriptures all day. But to walk it like you talk it, yeah, that's when a lot of people get lost. That's when a lot of people lose me. You know, y'all, I ain't never been one of those people to be influenced by what everybody else is talking about, what they saying. I definitely watched a lot of videos around narcissistic behavior and getting through it and all of that. I've watched a lot of creators before starting my channel. I've been dealing with my recovery for years. I'm just getting through the recovery of a narcissistic spouse now. But this is a long journey. You don't just get over this overnight. It's a long journey because it's a self-working. I honestly just thank God for his sufficient grace, Lord. I just thank God for his mercies. I thank God for his favor. Because no matter what you've been through, first of all, the abuse does not define who you are. The abuse only happened to keep you from your destiny, to keep you from your purpose. And until you realize that and take the power that is within you, you're going to continue to battle. You're going to continue to struggle. A lot of y'all need to realize that narcissistic abuse ain't got nothing to do with the person that abused you no more. The abuse happened. Yeah, it happened. Now let's look at you. And that's where I've been at in my life. And that's how I've gotten to where I've gotten to. Now I can sit here and authentically be myself. I can sit here and authentically show and reveal myself. My life is an open book and I'm okay with that. It's not for everybody. This type of destiny is not for everybody. I'ma always tell y'all that I'm never looking for validation in my videos, you guys. My videos are a conversation. They're discussions. I don't think I'm fully right about everything. I don't think I know it all. I'm just sharing what's true. And everybody's not going to agree all the time. Everybody's not going to like what I have to say all the time. And survivors of narcissistic abuse are not the only people watching my channel. This channel is not geared just towards a survivor. It's not geared just towards somebody recovering from being abused. It's also geared towards the abuser, because we want to get to the root of the problem. I'm trying to break this thing generationally. I need my narcissistic mother to sit there and watch me talk this on these videos. I need my narcissistic husband, whether he'll be an ex-husband or not, to sit back and watch these videos. He ain't got to change for me, but he got to change for somebody one day eventually. She ain't got to change for me, but she got to change for my siblings. You guys won't believe it, but because of some of the actions that I've taken out of wisdom from dealing with narcissistic abuse, my mother now handles my younger siblings completely different from how she handled me and my sister growing up. She now has to catch herself when she's doing certain things that she did with me and my sister because I have addressed it with her. The exposure is needed to help with awareness on both ends. This job is not for everybody. I know for a fact it took all this pain, all these scars for me to sit here and be Mommy So True. And I just want to thank everybody who takes the time to listen to me and watch me. I want to thank those who listen to my words and allow God to speak to you through my videos, because I promise you it's going to help you in the long run. I promise you there is nothing I'm saying on here that is going to steer you in the wrong direction. My heart is completely pure and completely genuine. But I don't play and I don't take shit from nobody, especially a narcissist. I'ma always call a narcissist out. I don't believe in staying silent on a demonic spirit. I don't believe in staying silent with the demon. Of course, if you living with a crazy demon, don't go talking shit and get smacked around. That's not what I'm saying. Learn to be strong in your fight. The narcissist pushes you to God, and that's where I'm at in my life. I've faced myself and I've faced God, and I'm with God 100%. And I am with God more than ever before. The narcissists have taught me how to stay on my knees and stay before God. The narcissist has taught me that nobody comes before God. And that when God speaks, I better listen, because obedience is better than sacrifice. I just want to say I love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. I know I'm a little cuckoo sometimes, but bear with me, y'all. I can't help it. If you start to understand yourself, if you start to love yourself the way that you should, if you start talking to God and going to God about this, He will start to ease the pain. It gets better. Trust me, it gets better. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is Mommy So True. Big blessings to y'all. Stay true. Stay real. Until next time, y'all.